So ayun, first thing to do is kapag na-install na Xampp is to install Apache and MySQL. So sa akin naka-install na siya. So you can install it by clicking on these buttons. So as you can see, it is already checked, meaning it is already installed. So para ma-open yung database ng MySQL natin, we can go into this button, click it, and it will redirect to this site. So this is the main feature of our Xampp database, PHP and MySQL. So in the left part of the screen, ito yung mga databases na ginawa natin for our connection either sa program or website. So ayun, so to connect it to the NetBeans, so ito NetBeans, we can go to the Services tab window by clicking window in the toolbar and click Services, and we can go over to the databases. So ayan, makikita natin dito meron nakalagay na Java DB. So ito yung pina-database natin. Yan, makita mo meron akong ginawang first na databases, pero hindi yan yung gagamitin natin since we are using Xampp as an third party program. So ayan, to install or to register the MySQL ng Xampp, we will be right clicking on the database and click register MySQL server. So yan, server host name, localhost, server port number 3306. As you can see here, ports ng MySQL is 3306. Administrator username is root, and administrator should be blank because yun yung default na nakaset sa ating Xampp na makikita natin dito. Xampp, saan ba? Readme. Ayan, passwords. MySQL, PHP, myadmin. User is root as default. Password blank. Means no password. So, yun. Pero pwede rin naman natin baguhin yan. Pero mas madadalan tayo kung hindi. So, okay natin. So, yan. As you can see here, meron na dito lumabas na MySQL server at localhost 3306. Root is the username and it is still disconnected. So start natin. Oops. So click that okay. Cancel. Should click connect rather. So kapag connected na tayo dyan, we can then create our database. So create tayo. New database name siguro lagay natin is practice database. Okay, practice. So loading, 3 minutes. Yan. So nung ginawa natin yon, oops, so yan, meron tayo dito practice na database. Yan. Then we should connect to this database now by right clicking on the database practice and clicking connect. Username should be root and password should be left blank. So okay. So ayun, balik tayo. Medyo may ginawa lang ako. So yan, since na-connect na tayo dito sa practice na database, connect na ba? Connection already exists. So as we can see below, there's been already a Java database which is this localhost 3306, the same with our Xampp port, this one 3306. So this will be our database. How can I express this? Database working features or working stations or so whatever. And as you can see here, ayan, mayroong naka-highlight dito, which is the practice na database. It means it is the one that we created under the name practice. So when we expand it, as you can see, the tables, wala pang laman. So yung tables na yun is represented by this one, tables. So when we refresh this, oops, tables, oops, ayan, ito pala, practice. So ayan, nakreate na rin siya directly sa Xampp. It means na stable yung connection natin with the Xampp using NetBeans. So ayun, so sa tables, gawa tayo ng practice table. May column na, for example, is name. Data type should be according to what type of information you want to store in the database. So for name, we will be using variable characters since we can use various type of inputs. And size, how long will it be? How many characters will it be, including spaces? So size, I should just input, I guess, 10 for the size. And another example should be a number. For example, let's put in age, and let's use small int for small integer, and that's okay. The tables has now a practice table with datas, mainly the name and age. So as we look into our Xampp database, let's reload it. Ayan, so under the practice database, ayan, meron ng practice na table, and when we click this, ayan, ito na yung pinaka information ng table, yung laman ng table natin, the name and the age, with type variable character, default null. So ayun, so now we will be using my SQL commands to connect to our database file. Let's just make another project, I guess. File, new project, Java application testing, create ng class node, source packages, new Java package, sample, and let's create our JFrame form main class. In case we are using a form, let's name it input class. So yan, let's pause it for a while. So yan, yung main input.java class natin. Ito yung main form or main window or main application natin. First thing to do, just like what we used to do in our programming class, is to put in a panel. So medyo litan lang natin siguro around, oops, and how can you set the size? So yan, siguro default na lang. So since input lang naman, na name input lang at age input ang ilalagay natin, let's put in 2 JText fields for name and age. Here, 2 JText fields, label, I mean. Let's rename this as name L, name. That second label as age. JText field, let's clear out what is inside these fields and resize it to 100. Let's make them of the same size width, and let's put in a button, enter. So ayan, meron na tayong mga fields. Ngayon, ang kailangan lang natin ngayong baguhin is the properties code the variable name which will be used in our codings. Let's name the name text field as name and the age text field as age, and the enter button of course as enter. So yeah, so this field mainly will receive an input of string or variable character data type. This field will receive a small int variable data type, and this button will have an action listener wherein kapag na-click siya, mag-take siya ng actions or ila-launch niya yung code na gagawin natin. So to create a code here, alam mo naman siguro yun. Yan, double click lang natin. Yan, coding. Yan. So sa MySQL, merong mga various codes na dapat tandaan. So here I have a basic code. Ba sinave yun? Yeah, SQL commands. So let's pause it for a moment. So ayan, okay. So yan, explain ko na yung mga SQL commands. Statement, ito yung what do you call this? Function, ito yung variable name. Result set, function. Result set, ito yung kumbaga yung pinaka nagdi-display ng or pinaka storage ng input natin sa database, and ni-represent ko siya by writing rs string host. Ito yung string host, yung host ng name natin ng database natin, yung pinaka address. So this will be the host name. Next one is string username na ang ating SQL. Password nating SQL sa Xampp. Connection con driver manager.get connection. Ito yung function kung saan sasama-samahin natin itong tatlong given strings, then co-connect natin siya. Co-connect tayo sa MySQL. So that's the function of the connection method or the connection function. So here under this is the statement that create statement. So may ako na-explain yan. So gawin muna natin yung codings. Una is basically first thing we need to do is to import all of the needed functions, but since ang dami nun, pwede namang automatically. So for example, we write here. So dito na natin sa taas i-declare yung statement method, statement stmnt, and the result set method, result set rs. So yun, sinabi ko pwedeng automatic since mag-error yan dahil hindi natin na-import yung kailangan nating statement or libraries. Ayan, may automatic siya. Add import for Java Beans statement or Java SQL statement. Since SQL gagamitin natin yung second yung ating pipiliin. The same goes for the result set. SQL result set. So second thing, let's go back to the action performed by the button. So here, first thing we need to do is to establish a connection. So copy na lang natin to para hindi na mahirapan pa. String host. Yan, host rather, palitan natin siya ng name ng ating host. So this will be the name of our host. Display name, then we copy it here. Yan, pwede natin alisin yung root on default schema. Username, just like nung kanina, is root. Password will be blank. So as you can see, there is an error because we haven't imported the needed libraries or so whatever. So import natin SQL connection and SQL driver manager. Oops. Oh, yun. Surround statement with try and catch method or block with try and catch method. So, kung di natin alam yung try and catch method, I'll be explaining this try and catch method. Try and catch method is for catching exception errors. yung mga lumalabas dito na error na churba, ang gagawin natin yung imbis na yun ang i-output natin, mag-output tayo ng isang statement na nag-explain kung bakit, kung anong error, kukunin yung error, i-output niya sa screen yung error instead na mag-stop yung buong program. Write your SQL exception error. Ito pwedeng gayahin na lang since talagang ganyan dapat siya. System.out.print error. Import na naman Java SQL exception. So done. So since meron na tayong function for connecting to the database, the next thing we need to do is to create an statement for accessing the main database. So excuse me for a while. So yan, I'm back. So yan, statement equals con.create statement, result set, ayan. Readable naman siya, so basahin mo na lang yan ang sulat. I'll be explaining na. So statement, yung function na statement na create natin, ito yung ating kumbaga declaration kung ano yung gagawin natin. So equals con is for connection, so we connect to the database and create a particular statement. And these statements are the following. Result set, which means yung laman ng ating database. Papakita natin. Practice na table. Yan. Yan. Itong table na to, this is the result set. So, yan. Dot type scroll sensitive. Type scroll sensitive means yun, type scroll sensitive. So, kumbaga, sensitive siya sa various changes and edits. And the other one would be result set that concur updatable. So, it means, pwede natin baguhin yung information dito. Edit natin or mag-add tayo ng bagong row or kung ano man. So, yun. Third thing to do is to create another statement. So, this statement, I'll be explaining to you. Oops, there's an error. Unclosed. So here. So yan. String SQL. So this, kahit ang nilagay mo dyan, pero SQL nilagay ko since SQL yung connection string. So, ito yung sinasabi ko. Ito yung mga various commands from MySQL na searchable naman yung sa net para malaman mo kung yung kailangan mo. Iba-iba yan. May select, may delete, may add. Yun. Asterisk represents all data on the database you pick rather. Sorry. From, alam natin meaning ng from siguro, di ba? Table, at yung name ng table na create natin. Since practice yung ginawa natin, we'll be typing practice here. Practice. So, ito, where condition equals second condition. Kung ano yung condition natin dito, equals sa condition, second condition na bigyan natin. So, since hindi pa naman natin kailangan yan, pwede natin burahin yung part na yan. Since magsaselect lang tayo ng information sa database na yun at i-edit natin or mag-add lang tayo. So, yan. RS equals statement that execute query. So, let's pause for a moment. So, yan, game. So, what this do is to select from the table practice in our database. Yan. Either from the name. Yan, tama. Either from the name or from the age. So, let's go on with this. Wait. Ayan. The next thing to do is the rxnext rs.close statement.close. So, yan. rs.next means result set dot next. So, what does this mean? It means from nothing. From nothing, we move from the first row of the table, either name or the table age. So, yun. So, syempre, closing natin is rs.close. Let's put it in advance. And statement that close to close the statement, these statements that we made. So, for inserting information to the database, we need to put rs dot move to insert row. Let's search for it here. Move to insert row. This will allow us to insert information to the database. Siyempre, yung information may insert is yung fields under the code rs that move to insert row. So, yan. Ngayon, dito tayo mag-declare ng mga commands. So, as what we can recall, this field is named name field. This is age field, and this is enter button. So, first thing to do, mag-insert yung user ng information dito, insert yung user ng information dito. So, we get that string and store it to the database. So, name, to get that string from the input, diba? Name that get text and age that get text. Oops. So, regardless of the data type, kapag kumuha tayo ng information from the input, it will be get text, since text yung nilalagay natin sa text field. Kaya nga text field. So, since age that is stored in the database has a data type of small int, we will parse it to int. So, we will declare, oops, di na pala natin basta mag-get text, i-store din natin siya sa isang string variable. So, string name variable equals name.getText, string age variable equals to age.getText. So, yan, i-parse na natin siya as int age int is equal to integer dot parse int age variable. So, yan. The next thing to do is to update the database according to the input of the user. Since yung information ng name from this text field is stored in the variable name b, age field is stored to the variable hb, then parsed to the variable hi. Ito na yung this represent the text written on the name field, and this one represent the text written in the age field. So, ngayon, ang command na lang na gagawin natin is to insert the information. So, to insert information, kailangan natin is to consult the result set. Result set, this one, everything that is written here, or this is mainly the result set. So, we use result set that update string, yes, for the name, since string yung kanyang data type. This will be the name of the column. Ano yung name ng column for the name? Oops, name. So, we put here, oops, string, then close it to double quotation marks. And this one will be the value we want to insert. Since yung text field na name is, the value ng text field na name is stored in the variable name b, we will put here name b. See, no error. Next one will be next one will be for the age. So, since small int yung data type, we will be using update int. And the name of the table is age. So, we put here age, and the value you want to store is hi, since it is already of the data type int hi. No error again. So, since dyan yung command natin na pag-update ng information, what we need to do is to insert that information to the row in the result set. So, the command will be rs dot insert row. So, ayan, tapos na. So, yan na yung pinaka-coding natin sa pag-insert ng information. The next thing to do is just to develop the features or upgrade it. So, lagyan lang natin ang confirmation message na na-update na. J option pane that show message dialog null update successful or insert successful. Let's put on the title bar testing and let's make it as a normal display. Default message, default option, tama ba? Oops, J option pane that plain message rather. So let's try running it. So yan. Oops, hindi lumabas yung ating yan natin yan. Name should be, for example, loose burn. Age is 18. And then we click to enter. Oops, no suitable driver found. So yan. Yan ang na-encounter natin madalas. So it means hindi natin i-install yung driver for the project we made. So basically, madali lang yan lutasin. Go to our project tab. Kung ano yung name ng project natin, go to the libraries, right click the libraries, add library, then select MySQL JDBC driver, add library. Then let's try to run it again. Tignan natin kung ano naman yung error, then lutasin natin loose burn age 18. Enter. Oops. Not updatable. Results set not updatable. This results Xampp that was created results. Oops. Select from practice. Wait. I'll address that problem. So, ayun. Ayun. Nahanap ko na yung error. So, there is when using MySQL, we cannot create an updatable result set without primary key in our database. So we should edit this now and set a primary key. So delete the table. Let's just make another one with the same name and same value. Practice, same variable character, size 10, and let us just set this as primary key for example. And age, pero hindi dapat yung primary key ang name since iba talaga yon. Let's make small int and null. So let's try to run this code. Loose burn, age should be 18. Update and insert successful. So when we check out our table practice on our database, meron ng loose burn na may age na 18. So when we check the Xampp MySQL and check the practice database, the practice table, we can then see that loose burn with age of 18 is already added. So that's all about Xampp, MySQL, and NetBeans. Very easy naman. Medyo matagal nga lang explain, pero ayun, sa pool naman lahat. So yun lang. Hi, sana ma-approve.